scenery annually. And we've kind of whittled that down over the years to a more palatable number as we cut costs to bring in a low budget. There it is.
There
I
it
have
is.
no problem making that switch.
Otherwise, great job on your recommendations.
Yeah,
Oh, thank
Okay,
I know.
You're welcome.
so does anybody else have anybody else have a different opinion on moving the reval and the town projects, switching those two for the $9,330 that's gonna achieve the amount that the board is asked to achieve? Any other further comment? Okay. So that covers general budget. That covers capital. Let's move down to Board of Ed. Does anybody want to have any additional conversation about the $500,000 that we've identified in the Board of Ed to reduce the growth, 500,000? No additional comments? Hearing none, I think that completes the old business. Is there anything else under outstanding information that anybody from the board is looking for? Hearing none, we will close old business and go to new business budget deliberations. So based on our last deliberations, we've asked the town to evaluate our recommendations and come forth with a plan. We have in front of us a plan. We've already said we don't have any further questions, but I'm going to ask the board again, is there any further questions about the proposed cuts from our first selectman? Hearing none, I think I'd like to hear a motion for accepting the cuts as outlined in the worksheet provided to us. Do I have a motion to amend the budget book per this worksheet?
I'll move to approve the recommended adjustments to the town budget this year as further amended by the Board of Finance recommendation tonight to reinstate the $9,330 to the reval and subtract that from the townwide projects.
And do we have a WBS number for the townwide projects? 0170-724- Do you? Oh, it's in the same bucket as the reval, so we don't have to change that number. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
But you know what, you didn't mention, adding back in the 2 vehicles to that. Or you were accepting
Well,
as amended?
As
Yeah.
amended,
Yeah, just
Okay.
and then
As you wrote.
further amended by the Board of Finance. So we are accepting all of your recommendations
Okay. And then
in
maybe-
addition to the final amendment from the Board of Finance.
Mhm.
So the vehicles are in there.
Thank you.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so moved, 600. Thank you. That closes our new business. Moving on to public discussion. Public discussion is an opportunity for anybody from the town to come forward and speak to the board about anything that is on the agenda or not on the agenda, but they feel should be on the agenda. Anybody from the public would like to close in the public discussion section? Hearing none, I'll close public discussion, and I'll move on to G, board comments. Anybody on the board that would like to discuss anything that's currently on our agenda tonight, or anything that they think should be added to future agendas?
Yes, I would like to.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry, I forgot your first name. Colleen, thanks. So Colleen, thanks for coming out tonight and speaking to the board and for your hard work as a teacher. I will say that if I were you, I would consider talking to your superintendent and telling him where you would like to see the cuts allocated, because that is not our job. We can look at an overall budget number and make recommendations. They certainly don't have to come out of teachers and class sizes. There are plenty of other places where that can be looked at. And so, if I were you, I would certainly make my request known. There are other people in town that are seniors and on fixed budgets, and this budget still will have a 2.1% increase. Every year, the Board of Ed budget that I've been on the board has always been higher than the town budget for an increase. And I don't think 2.1% is unreasonable personally, given that inflation is 1.9% this year. So if I were you, I would suggest having a conversation with your superintendent as to where you'd like to see the cuts made. And I see there's some other education supporters in the audience, and thank you for coming out. I understand we do have different views on some of this. We have a wider constituency to think about. I appreciate your passion and your support. Please understand that we have different needs, different goals to work towards. It's not just education. So, thanks.
Thank you. Any other board comments? No other board comments? Okay. Hearing none, we'll close board comments, and I'll accept the motion to adjourn. Do I have
So
a motion?
moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstained? So moved, 600.
Sure we can't stay and talk a little bit longer?
We could. No.